Why? So yeah. I'll start with the team news. Thomas Partey going at right back, panicking because of that. Really panicking for that. But big up Mikel Arteta for getting that, calling that, and big up Thomas Partey. I thought he was outstanding. You know what I mean? He was really outstanding. I thought that was good. I thought Marino playing in his position yesterday was brilliant. I thought he played really, really well. So a couple of contentious decisions there. Done it very, very well. Saka, by the way, first half, I actually thought that he wasn't. He was going to be a moment's play, a little bit like Salah was. I didn't think he was going to be involved because of fitness issues and all that, but that there could be a moment that he could do a bit of magic. Wow, first half, now anybody doubts that man now, that's it. That is it. You know what I mean? He gets in every team's starting 11, and people are leaving him out to start. You know, his combined 11s and all that. He is by far the best right-sided midfield player in the league now. Salah yesterday, I get it, he has to do it in moments, but he's not at he's not at the level that he was 4 or 5 years ago. But he's still a very, very good player. Don't get me wrong on that. But I thought yesterday, I thought Saka in that he was going to tie it down, and he did. But I thought he was outstanding. I thought Timber done a fantastic job until he you know, fatigue took him out with cramp and whatever. So from that point of view, really good. But mixed emotions is the right word about it, because I walked away from the game disappointed that we haven't won it, but looking at it thinking, you know, like I think the Gabriel injury to lose Gabriel as well straight after half time, changed the game for me. I think if he stays on the field, I think we would have gone a little bit more. But I get why we was a little bit reserved after that. But I got home and then I've watched all the stuff and seen it on that. Like, you know, I'm sorry if you are giving a free kick for that. All right, fair enough. Give a free kick for it. If you think it's a free kick, it's a free kick. By the way, it's not. If it's anything, it's a foul against Kivia because he does the Harry Kane down, doesn't he? But if you're giving that, how are you not giving the penalty? How are you not? If you're giving that, how are you not giving a penalty down in the first half? Shocking decision. You know, people are saying it's not a penalty. It's a stonewall penalty. It's a stonewall penalty. And then what makes it even worse for me, right? Another thing I'm going to have to say about this as well. I watched the Man United one. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous decisions. So how can you actually look and go to a game now feeling confident with these officials and things like that? You can't, because it is really, really poor now, like, you know. And I'm going to say this now, and I don't care what anybody says about things and say, come on, Lee, get in there. Right? I have watched the Diaz one when he kicks the ball away, right? And fucking idiots, and I'm going to swear on it down, I'm really sorry, going, oh, well, you know, he didn't really stop the free kick because, you know, whatever, right? Well, you're telling me then when you got a player on the floor at Manchester City that when it's a letter of the law, you didn't stop, you know what I mean? You could, the same with Trossard. He didn't stop early for the free kick taken because there's a player down the floor, still got sent off, right? It is the most openest booking that you could ever see, but what? They choose not to do it, right? Letter of the fucking law is there. You've got no choice but to book him, but you do, Dan. You know what I mean? Like, and it's so annoying for me. Like when I see things like this. Listen, it don't, in the context of the game, it don't matter and all that. Like, but that Diaz, by the way, made about 4 or 5 fouls. Nothing said. Then all of a sudden, you know, like it gets on that. Like, but for me, I have to say this now: the refereeing in this day and age is spoiling my enjoyment of football. I watched the game, and I've said it and I'll say it again. I watched Luton versus Coventry on Saturday morning. I thoroughly enjoyed the game of football. There was a contentious offside, but at the end of the day, no one knows. Goal. It was a far enjoyable game, Dan. I can't watch all this football no more because I see decisions like that. I see a decision, yeah, I'm going to agree with it. It's not sending off, Van der Ven yesterday. It's not sending off, right? But I love the way, oh, yeah, it's going away from play. It's going there, trying to make every sort of excuse that it's not a sending off. I see the Liverpool-Chelsea one, by the way, is a sending off. If you're sending off Saliba, it's a sending off, right? It was a little bit further out to the right, this and that. With the Arsenal one, no, it's let the law, that's him off. No excuses made for that, like, you know what I mean? And like, you can laugh about Ten Hag getting sacked and all that, like in the chat. I see they're saying it and all that, but that decision could cost him his job. That decision could cost his job yesterday, like, you know what I mean? And you look at that, and that is given. Where is this rule? Oh, you've got to let the referees rule, like when it happens and all that, like, and VAR getting involved and all that, like, you know what I mean? Listen, we all love to see Man United lose. This, don't get me wrong and all that. Like, I'm not having it. But you have to put yourself, if that was us, Dan, if that was us in the last minute against West Ham, how would you feel about that? Like, you know what I mean? And listen, I'm not going to go on.
He's going to get sacked, mate. That's just come out. Sorry, breaking news that Fabrizio Romano has just basically 2 minutes ago said Manchester United are discussing internally to sack Ten Hag with immediate effect. Ruud van Nistelrooy will stay as interim manager if all goes to plan in the internal talks. So it looks like he could be off, mate.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So
that penalty has basically sacked him, got him sacked.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't just that penalty, to be fair.
No, it ain't. But it's a big
nail in the coffin. It's nail in the coffin. That penalty.
Huh?
It's basically
nail in the coffin. But should it? Should that be the nail that, you know what I mean, that takes him and all that? Like, listen. It's how you you see it. He's, you know, it's massive news that he's gone. Probably for the right decision for Man United, but that shouldn't happen. So all I'm saying is, put yourself in that position at West Ham in the last minute. If that happened to you, you'd be furious. And I would be furious as well. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not in that boat of laughing at other teams when it happens to them. I don't know. I never laughed at it, like, you know, Liverpool fans all going, "I'll get salty" and all that. Like, you wasn't salty when at the Spurs Stadium, were you? Like, you know what I mean? When that happened to you, you know what I mean? Like, a joke decision, by the way, joke decision. But it's not about that. Listen, I'm not blaming the referee for yesterday's result. At the end of the day, you know, genuinely, like, you know, he's made mistakes, and we all know what he's like. Considering all of it, all the injuries. Listen, I'm telling you this now, Dan. You take out Van Dijk, you take out Konate, and you take out Mo Salah, and we go to Anfield with them three players not playing. When with our team, we beat them every single time. So at the end of the day, to have those players out, and then have Gabriel out as well, go out. You know, listen, we've gone. It isn't a disaster, like, not winning yesterday, like, you know what I mean? Disappointed, because you know what's the biggest disappointment for me, Dan? I don't know how you feel about being 1-0 up and 2-1 up and not seeing it out. That's been that would be the disappointment from it, like, you know. So
look, I've got to say on that. Let me come to the instance in a minute, but let me just talk about Arteta's and the team's performance. I was really, really proud of the boys. I thought they were excellent.
Yeah, from that point of view.
In the first half, they were superb. The second half, I think the injuries ended up killing us, and we just had no body left to bring on. Kiwior, when you're lining up with Partey at right back, Lewis Skelly at left back, Kiwior and Ben White in the middle, Liverpool must have been licking their lips. They must be frustrated themselves. They didn't actually cause us more problems, in my opinion. Because if they were a top blitz inside, then them four would have been absolutely on their asses, and they weren't, right? So fair play to them. But I'm not putting it down to Arsenal's poor quality. What I will say, though, when we went 1-0, when we went 2-1, every time it weren't going for the kill again. When you smell blood, Arsenal got to kill these teams off. It was 1-0, sit back. Oh, it's 1-1. 2-1, sit back. Oh, it's 2-2. And I just feel like we can't be hypocrites and go, oh, England and Southgate, because that was what we were doing, by the way. We can't then go, well, it's Arsenal, so it's all right. And Mikel Arteta, I think yesterday, I just wanted to see a little bit more oomph from him. We come out flying. We were by far the best team in the first half. A lot of rival fans text me going, Arsenal are cooking Liverpool. How's it 2-2? They'll be disappointed. Arteta's got to get this attacking right. And again, Arteta's being told he's too pragmatic. He's too defensive. He sits there and he's not good enough when it comes to the kill. And he's kind of proving rival fans right there, and I need to see this a little bit more. Now, last season we did see that. If you remember last season, Lee, we were playing like this. Remember, we were all a bit like, 1-0, 2-1s, we drew again. We're not quite getting across the line here. Go to Dubai, bang, 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 6-0, 5-0, 4-0, 6-0, 4-0, 5-0. That's what I can see happening at some point. We're going to need our players back for that, in my opinion. I will say that. But two, I do think it is going to come, and I think it's going to have to now, because the result, it ain't really gone our way in terms of 3 points, and we've dropped too many already. In 9 games, or game week 9, we've dropped to Brighton, Bournemouth, City, and Liverpool. That's too much when you're in 9 games in. It's all right dropping 1 in 9, but 4 in 9, it ain't good enough, really, in my opinion, yet. Now, City is fine because I've drawn at the Etihad, I'm cool with. But we dropped last season on Liverpool. We beat them last season. We beat Bournemouth last season. We beat Brighton last season. That's already 3 games on last season that we dropped. So, look, I do think we've got to be realistic about things, and we've got to say that Newcastle and Chelsea coming up, last season we didn't win them. We lost them, and we drew at Chelsea, if you remember. We got to win them both, family. So that's where I'm at. Just quickly on the incidents, I just want to answer some of the questions you had. The Canate one on Martinelli in the first half, I just didn't get why that wasn't a penalty. I didn't have no idea how that wasn't a penalty. On Match of the Day, they said Canate, in the exact words of Stephen Warnock, who does he support, by the way?
Yeah.
In the exact words of Stephen Warnock, it's a little bit rash from Kenyatte, but if you can see here, he wins the ball.
And they just going through the man, is what he said.
They just moved on, though, after that. Did you notice? They didn't actually reply to him. They just moved on. Oh, okay, then, Stephen, we'll move on then. It must be right. Luis Diaz kicking the ball away. And you know what? This is where I can't get at. No, I don't think refs are corrupt on against Arsenal. I don't. I put a tweet out last night to say, do people actually believe this, question mark? And of course, you get people ranting and raving. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. But I wanted to see where people are at. Most people don't believe. Well, rival fans, of course, don't believe they're against Arsenal. Most Arsenal fans do believe it, right? But what made me laugh was someone yesterday, and I can't remember who it was because you watch so much content, so much pundits, and so much fans, said, I think they're becoming a little bit more lenient now about this kicking the ball away. So for the first 3 games, we're yellow card, red card, yellow card. And now it's like, I don't think it really matters how someone said, I'll tell you what it was. It was the live commentary. Peter Drury said maybe it was because Diaz didn't really kick it away that hard. Well, I saw Declan Rice brush it with his foot and get a yellow card and sent off. I've seen Trossard smash it up in the air, get a yellow card and sent off. There is a lot of players to get away with this now. That's that one. The Van Dijk one, he's not getting sent off for that. He got a yellow card. I don't know what, Havertz, by the way. I like Havertz, but he does go down like a sack of spuds, doesn't he, at 6'4"?
No,
get up, man. Just get up and get on with the game because he's starting to wind me up. Then the other one, up the other end, I do not for the life of me understand what is going on with that goal that we scored at the end. I'll tell you why I don't understand it. The game, Lee, has gone soft as shit. If that is a foul now, Kivior jumping up. When, by the way, right, let me just explain this. When Kivior jumps up and wins the header, it's not the header that's the problem. Apparently, he's got his arm on his back. Okay, cool. If that's a foul, cool. So how is the Gabriel one from last season against Newcastle not a foul when Joe Linton's doing that and pushing on Gabriel?
There you go.
Understanding of why. I saw Aston Villa on Saturday. Ball goes out of play, goal. But for us, it was in play. So how many times do we see, oh, no, it's not gone out of play, but that one had? There's so much inconsistencies with so much of this. So you can see why some of the rival fans are going, and laughing. You can see why some of the Arsenal fans are going, well, let me just give some evidence. Look at that and look at that. One of them's a foul, one of them ain't. Look at that, look at that. One of them's out of play, one of them ain't. Look at that, look at that. One of them's kicking the ball away, one isn't. And I can understand it. I'm looking back now and I can see it. I still don't believe it. I don't actually believe referees sit in car parks and go, right, Arsenal today, how are we going to mug them off? I don't think that happens, Lee. I know it feels like that, some people say, but I don't believe that. On the foul, Soboslai's not even complaining, mate. He's not gone up once and said, ref, none of the Liverpool fans react. Apparently Trent gets pushed, people are saying, in the back or whatever it was from Havertz. Maybe, but let's be real. It weren't really much, was it? And the ball goes in. Anthony Taylor waits 6 seconds to decide whether it's a free kick. Oh, I wait. Oh, all right, they're going to score. They're not going to score. That's what it looks like.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Totally agree. That's the thing about it, Dan, right? Is that he's turned around and they can't even defend that on Sky at the moment, right? Is that he give it straight away. And so no, he didn't. He actually give it when Havertz is clear. That is wrong, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, listen, we don't really, you keep going on about referees and all things like that. It's like when they turn around and go, oh, he hasn't given him a choice. Well, yeah, you know, nor did Diaz give you a choice, but funny how you found a choice, you know. And listen, I don't care what anybody says, right? If that was the other way round, right, that referee gives a penalty. That is a penalty. Right, 100% he would have given a penalty for that, like, you know. And we'll have one go against us, which is like that, Dan, when you win the ball, but go through the man, and those exact same people will turn around and go, yeah, but he went through the man first. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of it. And I tell you what, right, if Canati touches the ball, right, okay, I'm going to say that, fair enough. So then it's a penalty because Trent smashes him. And if Trent gets the ball, then Canati gets smashes him in the night. You know what I mean? And I tell you this, I love our chat and all that. Like, no one's anybody like, what's all this excuses like? We're not saying it's excuses. We're telling you what's happening. I'm not making it. If I turn around and said that's an excuse, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm just saying what it is. You know, if you want me to say it, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I be really honest, I'm very, very disappointed with Liverpool. I thought they were poor. If I'll be honest, you know what I mean? And I really like, you know, Jamie Carragher should look at that instead of having a go at Arsenal. Like, you got all their main two central defenders out and you don't go for it. You know, I'm pretty sure if those players ain't playing for Liverpool and we don't win, I'll be very, very annoyed. But listen, I'm not making excuses. It's just it happens time and time and time again with Arsenal, and that's what we're saying here. Like, you know, it's a header that 9 times out of 10 you get a foul against you because you're turning your back on all that. Like, he wins the header, right? It's not a foul, and we all know it's not. But my argument is, how can you see that and not see the other one? And that's my problem with it, like, you know. And listen, I'm with you on this. I'm gonna get. Don't want to criticise Mikel too much, but I think now he hasn't found a solution, Dan, for the Odegaard injury. Not being out. Hasn't found it.